Have you ever wondered how the greatest god of Olympus, Zeus himself, survived when his father tried to swallow him at birth? Before the lightning bolts, before the throne of Olympus, there was a baby hidden in a cave and a goat who would change the fate of the gods forever. Don't forget to subscribe for more untold myths and forgotten legends that shaped the ancient world. Before the sky existed, before the seas took shape, before the first glimmer of light, there was only chaos. A vast emptiness, silent, endless, without direction or time, without life. From this stillness, the universe began to stir. Out of chaos came Gaia, the earth, the foundation of all living things, the great mother of existence. She stretched herself wide, forming mountains, valleys, rivers, and seas. From Gaia's first breath emerged Eros, the god of love, who brought forth the desire to create. And then from the heart of Gaia came Uranus, the sky. He rose high above, wrapping around Gaia like a vast blue cloak, and together they formed the first world. Earth and sky, mother and father, life and cosmos. From their sacred union were born their children, the Titans, the Cyclopes, and the Hecatoncheires, the 100-handed ones. The world was young, light was faint, but life had begun to tremble awake. Yet as always, with the dawn of light came the shadow of fear. Uranus, the god of the sky, gazed upon his offspring, mighty, strange, and terrible. The Cyclopes with a single blazing eye, the 100-handed ones whose strength could shake the cosmos. They were powerful beyond imagination, and Uranus feared them. He feared that one day, his children would overthrow him, just as he had risen above chaos itself. In terror, he cast them deep into the earth's belly, back into Gaia's womb. The earth moaned in pain. Every struggle of her imprisoned children made the ground tremble, the mountains split, and the oceans roar. Gaia cried out in anguish, both mother and earth, feeling every heartbeat of her suffering children. She called to her Titan sons, "My children, will you not rise against the one who has buried you in darkness?" But only one dared answer, Cronus, the youngest and boldest. Gaia forged a sickle of divine steel, sharp and shining with rebellion. And one fateful night, when Uranus descended upon Gaia, Cronus struck. A single slash that split heaven and earth. The blood of Uranus fell upon the soil, and from that blood were born new beings. The Erinyes, goddesses of vengeance, the giants, and from the sea foam, Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Uranus was overthrown. Cronus rose as the new ruler of the world, ushering in the Golden Age. Under Cronus, the world flourished. There was no war, no hunger, no death. Humans lived in peace. The earth gave endlessly. It was a time of perfection, a world bathed in sunlight. Cronus took Rhea, goddess of fertility and the earth, as his queen. Together they had 6 children: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, and finally Zeus. But the blood of Uranus flowed through Cronus, and with it, his father's curse. A prophecy whispered, "One of your children will overthrow you, just as you overthrew your father." Fear seized Cronus. Each time Rhea gave birth, he swallowed the child whole. No blood, no screams, just cold fear in the shape of control. Rhea wept. She could not bear to lose another child. And when she was pregnant for the 6th time, she made a plan, a mother's defiance against fate. Rhea fled to the island of Crete, to a sacred cave atop Mount Ida, where the stars burned bright. There, hidden from the eyes of Cronus, she gave birth to Zeus. Only the forest nymphs and the divine goat Amalthea knew of the child. They nurtured him with milk and honey. To deceive Cronus, Rhea wrapped a stone in swaddling cloth and presented it as the newborn. Cronus, blind with fear, swallowed the stone without question. Meanwhile, in the secret cave, the infant Zeus was guarded by the Curetes, warriors who danced and clashed their shields to drown out his cries. And under their protection, the child of hope grew strong. Years passed, and Zeus, now a young god, returned to confront his father. Disguised as a cupbearer, he served Cronus a drink mixed with wine and mustard. Cronus drank and vomited out all the children he had swallowed. Fully grown and filled with divine strength, they emerged one by one: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. Zeus gathered his siblings and declared, "We are children of light. Our father has kept us in darkness too long. The time has come to claim the freedom of the cosmos." Thus began the Titanomachy, the great war between the old gods and the new. On one side stood Zeus and his siblings. On the other, Cronus and the mighty Titans. For 10 years, the war raged across heaven and earth. Mountains crumbled, oceans boiled, and the sky burned with thunder. Neither side could win until Zeus freed the Cyclopes and the 100-handed ones, imprisoned long ago by Cronus. In gratitude, the Cyclopes forged Zeus's thunderbolt, Poseidon's trident, and Hades' helm of invisibility. For 10 long years, chaos consumed creation. Zeus stood upon the stormy sky, lightning blazing in his hand. Freedom will never again be chained. His thunderbolt split the heavens. Poseidon's trident churned the seas. Hades' shadow crept unseen through the battlefield. The Titans roared, shaking the mountains. But the power of the new gods was unstoppable. Light was stronger than fear. At last, Cronus fell. The Titans were bound in unbreakable chains of adamantine and cast down into Tartarus, the abyss as deep beneath the earth as the sky is above it. The 100-handed ones stood guard at the gates forever. Peace returned. The sky cleared. The earth sighed in relief. A new era dawned, the age of Olympus. But victory came at a cost. Gaia, the Earth Mother, was enraged. Her children, the Titans, had been imprisoned, and her heart turned to vengeance. From her depths she bore a new race, the giants, beings of unimaginable size and fury. Thus began the Gigantomachy, the war between gods and giants. Mountains were hurled like stones, the earth split open, and the sky was set ablaze. Zeus, Athena, Apollo, and the hero Heracles fought side by side. The final battle came when Heracles fired the last arrow, piercing the heart of Alcyoneus, the mightiest of the giants. The giant fell, shaking the very foundations of the world. And with his fall, the war was over. The gods triumphed once again. Order was restored. Zeus ruled the sky, Poseidon the seas, and Hades the underworld. Upon the peak of Mount Olympus, surrounded by clouds and lightning, Zeus sat upon his throne, gazing down at the world he had forged. A world now divided into realms, sky, sea, and underworld, bathed in light and bound by law. The gods of Olympus took their places. Athena, wisdom; Apollo, light; Artemis, freedom; Hermes, messenger, and many others. Each ruled their domain, maintaining balance across creation. Zeus was no longer merely the conqueror. He became the symbol of order and justice, the guardian of both gods and men. And so from chaos came cosmos, from fear came law, from darkness came light. The thunder of Zeus still echoes across the heavens, reminding the world, no order is born without struggle. Every light must first be forged in darkness. If you love ancient Greek mythology and epic tales of gods and heroes, remember to like and subscribe to explore more myths and mysteries of the ancient world, where gods, mortals, and destiny